Hey guys, I'm Queenie and I'm here to help you become a better Overwatch player. Today, I'm gonna take you through the basics of how to play one of my personal favorites, Symmetra. Symmetra is a vastly underestimated support hero that a lot of people kinda shrug off at first glance, thinking she's not very useful or strong. Some people even think she looks boring. They couldn't be any more wrong, obviously. Well, it's their opinion, but completely wrong opinion. Symmetra is what I like to call a very strong, positionally strategic support hero, meaning that in order to play her right, you need to plan out your defenses and polish those turret placements for maximum value. She absolutely excels at defense and dishes out a lot of pain when you play her right. Not to mention, she's literally bending reality by creating things out of pure light. Safe to say, she's basically a space wizard. So what does she do? Well, one of Symmetra's main features is her small sentry turrets that slows and deal damage in close range. You can have 6 of these bad boys up at a time, and when you place them in just the right spots, you're guaranteed havoc. One turret on its own doesn't do a whole lot, but can successfully be used to scout sneaky backdoors or walkways where your enemies might try to flank you. However, if you stack a few of them up and put them in a key location, they become outright deadly. One thing to be wary of is that you can basically sneeze at the turrets to destroy them, which means that clever or sneaky placement is a priority. Her main weapon is a portal-style looking gun called a photon projector that deals damage with a short-range beam that locks onto targets. Yay, no aiming required! Kinda. This allows you to lock onto your target and then continue on to run and jump circles around them, avoiding their shots while charging up the beam to do crazy amounts of damage. Because that's the thing, by the way, the beam charges up, doing more damage the longer you lock onto someone, like the old school Imba Void Race from StarCraft II Wings of Liberty. How annoying, right? Not only does she have a small frame, which makes her hard to hit, but she can run circles around you, not even having to aim as her weapon does more and more damage, while you're also getting slowed and damaged by her nasty little turrets? Well, this is obviously totally unfair. Awesome! This charge-up damage also stays and transfers over even if you change target, as long as you do it within a few seconds. The secondary use of her weapon is charging up a big orb of energy that does a lot of damage and travels slowly to infinity and beyond. This orb of total carnage goes straight through heroes and even shield barriers. The only shields that currently negates them are Zarya's bubble shields, who absorbs it, and D.Va's shield that simply deletes it off the face of the earth. Solid objects like maze wall or map details will of course also stop it. This is a great tool for added herding or baiting of enemy heroes into your turret traps, or for just dishing out damage to several heroes at once traveling through a narrow space. So by now, you're probably wondering, how does Symmetra actually support? Because she is a support hero after all. First off, she currently gives people a 25 HP photon shield that regens if damaged and that lasts indefinitely on a target. Or until that hero dies, in which case you need to reapply the shield to them. Make sure to keep your team shielded at all times to the best of your ability. But the main reason you want a Symmetra on your team can be summarized in one word: teleporter. This is her ultimate ability, and it allows your team to teleport from your spawning location to the location of your teleporter and can instantly turn a battle around at a point or a payload if the other team doesn't locate it and take it out. It is one of the most valuable abilities in the game for your team, so keeping her teleporter up and defended in key locations is infinitely important while playing her. Oh, and don't forget to check in which direction your teammates will come out of the teleporter so they don't run off into the void and die immediately. Unless you're literally Satan and that's your plan all along. The exit direction is indicated on the floor next to the teleporter when you place it. Playing Symmetra on the attacker's side of things can prove slightly trickier, but it is possible. Especially if you find yourself struggling with breaking through a sieged up Reinhardt with loads of DPS behind him. I'm looking at you, Bastion. She's also useful to take out squishy flankers like Tracers and Genjis, as her turrets and photon projector gun are very efficient in dealing with these types of heroes. Just try and make sure that you put up your turrets accordingly, preemptively, and don't get caught out in the open so they can kite you. However, my personal preference and recommendation is definitely to play her defensively. And that's about all there is to it. Now I think you're adequately prepared to wreak havoc as Symmetra. Enjoy! Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and checking out my Twitch stream.